Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Abai Buff in the DC Church coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Dash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahushai, being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bashim meaning in the name. Recall me in spirit, Kodash me holy. These are the names and the powers that I come to you in order to profess the 100% truth. The Lord is will seal the elect's faith. I show you Kabaga with the Makaz, playing over Aith, and the double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS in these times, whom the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to, and Shalom, Mabarakum, Mabakar, and Shayash Allah. Peace and blessings be upon the elected the nation of Israel. Now, without further ado, to the Salaki, to the men out there that's pushing this word. In sincerity and truth to you, I say Shalom, Mabarakum, peace and blessings be upon you. Now, without further ado, I'm in transit on my way back home. It's around 7 o'clock in the morning. That was beautiful. But I was watching a video from the brother Yeshaya, I think in West Palm Beach. And, he was going over Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. And it inspired me to make this video because Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter is something. It's a chapter that I truly favor, and even when I went out to, I traveled on the west side, I got to see the Elder Barak. He brought out Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. He told me to read Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter, when I was out there. And, it's the spirit because I was reading Wisdom of Solomon that whole entire month. But, it's just important to read. It's important to get into the details in which it's in the book, but the only way for you to do so is for you to actually acquaint yourself with the book, get familiar with it. So I wasn't going to start at the top, but it's kind of looking like that. Anyhow, there's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 verse 1. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Heavenly Father, and there shall no torment touch them. Right? So, if you proclaim to be righteous, and if you know that you are righteous through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Dash, you know for a fact that your life is in the hands of the Heavenly Father. Even if you aren't righteous, your life is still in the hands of the Heavenly Father. Now, if your life is in the hands of the Lord, it could potentially be to your benefit, or it could be to your detriment. But we know that our lives being in the hand of the Heavenly Father is to our benefit, right? Because we worship and serve Him. Furthermore, it says, and there shall no torment touch them. Now, this has to be understood properly. Men of the Lord have been tortured. Men of the Lord will be tortured. The men of the Lord are going to have to prove their fidelity through extreme precautionary things, right? Or extreme circumstances. Now, torment is really referencing, the scriptures talk about how in Matthew chapter 10 verse 28, fear not them that will kill the body, that can kill the body but not the soul, but fear him that can kill the soul and body both in hell. Basically the Lord can bring a grave level of hell on you, alright, a grave level of affliction. But the fact of the matter is that the Lord is not tormenting us because we actually are doing His work. We are doing His work, and we are performing good works within His word. Therefore, the situations that we encounter are only set there for us to benefit. Now, torment is legitimately the way that He's going to treat these other individuals, because they're going to get the same punishment but worse, and they're not going to have any propitiation, or they're not going to have any understanding as to why these things are happening to them, all right? But we, on the other hand, we understand and we know, okay? And we know for a fact that it endured for only a little while, you know? And those are things that we can bank on. So, moving forward, it goes to say, it says, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And that's the point. Because if you're unwise, you would think, just like how the 7 holy children and the mother and the Maccabees, it seems as if, you know, the Lord hates them because they went through that torment at that specific time. But that's actually untrue. They had to go through that trial and tribulation in order to prove their fidelity. And the Lord is showing you that because we under extreme conditions, we're going to have to show and prove our fidelity to the Heavenly Father. All right? That's what all men of the Lord had to undergo. And that's what we're going to have to continue. Okay? It's almost an accident in front of me. That's why you got to pray before you get in this car. Also, you got to don't never let a woman drive your car. I'm being satirical, you know, but back to the main focal point. Verse 3, it says, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace, okay? And the reason why we're going to be in peace, if we do happen to have to die on this side, is because we understand that this world is temporal, and if we die in our faith is come to an end. You know, we finished our faith. We finished our course. Okay? So, that's why we're in peace. We're in peace because we understand the end goal, and if that's how it ends, then that means we finished our course. You know, we were able to accomplish that which the Heavenly Father has set out for us. And, you know, it's funny because I'm thinking about the situation. Like, right now things are cool, but things are definitely going to turn up. And in the midst of that happening, you know, like all of it's written. All of it is written how the Heavenly Father personally decided to have your life span out and your trial of faith to span out, man. All right, some are going to be a little bit more harder than the others. But just know that the Heavenly Father built you. He's building you up to a point to where you're capable of handling that. Okay? Because we ain't seen the darkness yet. We ain't seen how funky it's about to get in America, man. Alright? Verse 4, it says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet their hope is full of immortality, right? Our faith is that we will obtain immortality. Our faith is that we will obtain something better in the end, all right? And not just something better, but we're going to obtain that which we truthfully believe the world should be situated like, all right? We're going to receive everything that we were promised truthfully, okay? And Adon Ratazah, we are the part of that number, the 144,000, you know, that receive that pension, that high pension for our works and our labors, man. It goes to say, verse 5, and having been a little chastised. See, there's a difference between being a little chastised and tormented. We're not going to be tormented. We're going to be chastised a little. In comparison to what the Heavenly Father's capable of performing, that's number one. And then number two, in comparison to what He's going to do to the 2/3 of the elect, the 2/3 in the nations, man. They're really gonna get it, and they're not gonna have anybody to extinguish that fire that's gonna be kindled in the Heavenly Father's anger. Okay, so they're just gonna get the full wrath of the Lord. Gonna see a lot of treacherous things happen. During that time, man. You know? keep in mind the what will happen, and that there's a difference between being a little chastened and being tormented. All right. Yeah, it says, and having been a little chastened, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai proved them and found them worthy for himself. All right. And what did it say in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter? All right. It's 21 and 22. He said, with great labor have I made them perfect. Let my grape and my plant be kept. All right. So those men that go through that little form of chastisement in order to receive or to be received of the Heavenly Father, you know, there's literally no comparison to those men, because they were worthy enough and they were allotted to receive an inheritance from the Lord, you know, which there's honestly no better portion in this world, because it's continual. Like, how can your inheritance that you receive of the Heavenly Father is immortality. How can you capsulize that? You can't. It's like a gift that just never stops. Not only immortality, but you have renown for the rest of eternity. Like, it's like, how do you put a capsule to that? Because you think, you know, famous people, they come and they die. You know, they're mortal. But just imagine having that renown for the rest of your life. You know, nobody can say anything bad about you. And if anything, your praise just keeps growing and growing and growing. It's like, you know, like your praise is going to be like a tree. It's just going to keep growing. You're just going to become more renowned throughout the, you know, Shemayim. I ain't never even think about that up until now, you know. Verse 6, it says, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them. It says, and received them as a burnt offering. Okay? So, I don't want righteous out with part of that number. Man, we done been through the worst. We done been to them dark places. We done been to them nasty, dingy, dirty, icky places, man. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, it was all necessary in order for us to obtain, all of what we have internally, okay? So that we can continually please the Heavenly Father, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem right? So, verse 7, it says, and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine, all right? And shall run to and fro like sparks among the stubble, okay? So keep that in mind, bro. We're going to be glorified with superhuman strength, superhuman abilities, all right? Amidst that, we're always going to be happy, always going to be in mirth, and it's not going to be fabricated like how it is in this world. Like this world, like these famous people, they're not happy because they have to sell their soul. You know, they have to do something that's just unrighteous in order for them to obtain you know, the riches that they have. But we don't have to sacrifice the things that they have to sacrifice, which is their dignity or their integrity. You know, if anything, what the Heavenly Father does to us when he chastens us or humiliates us, it enhances our dignity and our integrity, and it lets us know exactly what we need to stand on. Okay? So just be it in mind that we're going to receive the highest pension that a human can receive for their works from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Lord's will, continue in his faith until the end. You know? And you got to believe that this is the truth and that this is right, because you have a lot of people with wayward doctrines that, and it sound good. It be sounding good. You be like, oh shit, damn, that sounds good. But don't be fooled, man. Understand that, you know, what we have is the truth, and it's the 100% truth. You know? And people people are gonna have differences in doctrines, which is okay. It's understandable. Just as long as you worshiping and serving the Heavenly Father in truth and sincerity, that's really well. It's not okay that you have a different doctrine. What I mean to say is that people are going to have different, you know, how do I put it? Groups. You know, just as long as you are worshiping, serving Yahweh B'Shem Shai in sincerity and in truth, 100% truth, you know, there's no problem with that. But the fact of the matter is that it begins to be a problem whenever you start to divert the truth into whatever you feel like you want it to be. That's the problem, you know. But I'm gonna end it there. You know, I believe I read from 1 to 7. Lord's well, I want to pick this back up. But just for the sake of time, I'm gonna end that right there. I pray that you are edified through this epistle truthfully. You know, with that, I give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Shai B'Shem Kalkadash. Shani Kabaka, Walla Makaj, Kohen Number 8. Shalom, Barakam, Bakar, Shah. Until next time, I say shalom.